Hey guys, happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Hey, it's a weekly sip, guys.
You stole my move. I was
I'm so
literally
upset that
about
I
to
don't have
raise
a
it.
cup.
Our juice box cup that Joe found at a random coffee shop on in the Delaware beaches. He thought it was so cool to play on our juice box and pseudo weekly sip. So whoever's coffee shop this is, we love your mugs.
It's JuiceBox.
I know. Yeah, I guess the shop is juice box. Yeah, you're right.
I will definitely have my mug ready next time.
Yeah. What do you guys want to chat about today?
How about group benefits, group
The
insurance
case.
benefits?
We do have a case going on for that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's a good one.
um, well, first of all, as an employee, if your employer is offering group benefits, it could be a low or no cost way to get disability coverage or short term or long term. Um, or life insurance if you're not otherwise healthy. And if it's an added benefit, it's great. So, you could compare that to individual coverages, but sort of the lens or the angle that I wanted to kind of talk about this was as an employer, the benefit of offering group life insurance or group disability insurance to employees and how it benefits the company.
Yeah.
So one, it helps with employee retention and attraction to help get people to work for you because you have to offer competitive benefits in the marketplace. But kind of where I see this really being a benefit to the employer, especially with small companies. Everybody works together, and employers want to take care of their employees so the employees could take care of them
Right.
and their families. So we had sort of is a situation where you have an employee that's working for you and they get hurt and they can't work, so they're not producing any. They're not helping you, but you may still feel obligated to pay them even though they're not working. If you don't have disability insurance, you're going to be making those payments out of pocket, but you could insure against that if you offer a group disability coverage and then they file a claim and then the disability is paying them. So if you're an employer who may feel obligated to take care of and help out employees that are good long-term people that support your business and you want to support them even if they're not able to work at the time, offering a group disability insurance policy would be a great benefit. And the same for life insurance. If you have an employee who dies and you know them and then their spouse and they got kids, you may feel obligated to make a cash payment to them or keep them on the payroll for some period of time or in some form of fashion, to help the family out. If you offer the group life insurance, then the life insurance premium pays out and you don't have to worry about it. And guess what? Insurance premium payments are a lot less money than keeping somebody on the payroll for 2 years while they're not working.
Yeah, and there's this gray period too of like, how long do you help them and their families out, especially on the disability side? I know Joe and I have had several conversations, and I'll use myself as an example because these are verbatim conversations. It's kind of like, hey, listen, we love Katie Brown, we want to take care of her and her family, but if she gets in a car accident tomorrow and can't work for the rest of her life, how long do we want to take care of her? We know we don't want to just leave her stranded and say, not my problem, but how long? And when does that transition? And how do you do that staff member by staff member? And how much does that cost you versus how much are the premiums that you're paying on the group side? Also, something to keep in mind, you know, we don't have a ton of group cases that we've written, but I know the driving reason behind a couple of them that we've written is sometimes those people are uninsurable elsewhere. So Joe might say, hey, Katie, we really think you should get your own disability. You pay for it, you figure it out. Well, what if I don't qualify? Then are they still going to feel obligated and still on the hook? Group coverage, life or disability, is a great way to get coverage at an affordable rate for your employee. And they have the option, you can pay for it or they can, but either way to get guaranteed issue since you're part of a larger pool and typically at a less premium. So it's definitely a great tool as an employer for perks for your employees while also mitigating risks for those obligations that Skylar mentioned.
So you're both pretty much saying that as the employee, it would be easier to get the group coverage versus the individual coverage.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, because there's no underwriting for the disability, or it's reduced underwriting depending on the policy. Whereas if you're working and you can't, when you're getting individual coverage, be it life insurance or disability insurance, there's health underwriting. And because it moving over into the group space, it's not underwritten over for the individual, but it's underwritten as a group. So, I mean, we were looking at a underwriting for somebody for an individual policy, and then we said, well, hey, what if you offer coverage to your whole company, and then you would be able to qualify under it. It was cheaper to get group coverage than it
For the
was for
entire
that
company.
individual to get coverage just for themselves.
Yeah.
So it was like a tremendous benefit that they could do, and there are some differences in terms of the policies. If the employer is paying the premium, then the benefits are then taxable. If you're paying the premium as an individual after tax, then the benefits are tax free. And then there's a difference of like own occupation or non, and then how long does those coverages last. So there are some differences in policy language, but you know, if you're trying to offer a benefit that's genuinely going to pay out to employees if they get hurt and they can't get the coverage otherwise, the disability insurance allows you to provide this benefit for all of your employees, and you don't have to pick and choose, and you don't have to, you know, set parameters on it. And you know what, if you get disabled and you can't work for the rest of your life, you know, basically disability insurance covers you until 65 when you're Social Security age. So it's going to get you there.
Yeah, I'm
It's
actually
like a
pulling up
win-win.
quotes, and I'm doing this kind of live, so I'm curious how it'll shake out. But I'm looking at this voluntary life, and I won't mention the company. This is a current case we're working on, but you can get voluntary life for 100,000 guaranteed issue. So you have to go through no underwriting, and that's as low as $172.80 in premium per year. And that's like the 65, I believe. So, I mean, you're talking a while.
Is
20
that
year,
per year?
yeah, it's $7.20 per pay on a bi-weekly pay. So I did just the best. I'm literally running it live. $100,000 death benefit in the state of Maryland for that same age bracket. I did a 20-year term, so it's not completely apples to apples, but best health rating. I mean, it's very competitive. The cheapest is
with the
100, but then you have to go through underwriting. You have to do all these other things, and you have to get that. I mean,
And if you have if you are uninsurable because of, you know,
Your
certain
medical
health issues that
history.
you have, you can't get coverage at all. So
yeah.
to be able to get $100,000 of coverage for $170, and you can't get it anywhere else, that's a good value.
And
So
auto deducted from your pay that you paid for, so that the benefit is going to be after tax as well. But auto deducted, so you're not even feeling it once you kind of get in the groove of your paychecks. But
all
So
right,
as
guys.
far as disability or life insurance, let's say the employee decides they want to leave the company or something happens, are they able to convert these policies to individual policies?
That's a great question, Robin. And that depends on that policy. Some are it's what they call portability.
Mhm.
So if there is a portability provision, then they could then move over. But
Oh.
that would depend on that specific policy.
Typically, I'd say more likely answer is no. When you say Skylar,
Yeah, and you know what, cost is a factor, so if you wanna get portability of coverage, it's probably gonna be a little bit more expensive.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure and if you do convert it from the group policy to individual policy, you know, you may see a rate change.
Okay.
Yeah, but all good questions, good conversation. If you have, especially if you have a small company, very interesting tool to leverage
So
as an
great
employer.
benefit for employees. Um, great benefit for the company.
Yeah. All right. Well, good. Well, thank you guys. I feel like we always talk about insurance on a Friday. That's our weekend off, right? Risk
That's
We can never talk
mitigation.
about insurance too much, Katie.
All right, guys, have a great weekend.
Bye. Have a
Great
good one.
weekend. Bye.